All right, let's take a look at one more story by Rosa Gutu. Now, for the past few weeks, the skies have been filled by swarms of white butterflies flying around. While this has attracted the attention of many, there are those who say they're an indicator of drought, looming rainfall, and even a bad omen. KTN's Agutu Rosa brings an update on what is being termed by experts as normal annual migration.
Experts say that the current migration of butterflies, mostly white in color with brown patterns, has been triggered by the prevailing weather conditions which have been conducive for them to multiply. Njoroge Ndung'u, entomologist and curator at the National Museums of Kenya, says the ongoing migration is not of all butterflies, but of a specific species of butterflies. The particular species is known as copper white or brown-veined white. They are largely white with little black in color. It's not a migration of all butterflies, but of one species. The butterflies are moving for greener pastures, for food and egg laying. They lay eggs in areas where they are assured of food for their young ones. So the areas currently receiving rain since December and January are now rich with flowers and food plants for the caterpillars and thus attracting them, making them migrate from drier areas. That's the scientific angle. Culturally, it is a whole different story. Njurinsheque elders say that the sight of insects in January is a bad sign, claiming that a lot of butterflies and caterpillars and other insects are today a bad omen. The insects are a bad omen for food production, signaling an oncoming drought. But even here, opinion is split when Njurinsheque Supreme Council of Ameru Elders, Secretary General Josephat Murangiri, holding a different view, and he believes that butterflies in January is a sign of climate change.
Mbona tukakua na vipepeo mwezi huu? Hii imetokea mapema, bandara itokee Mei ama kauo imetokea mwezi wa Januari na tunaona hata Februari inaendelea kuwa na vipepeo. Hii ni kulingana na ile tunaita climate change. Unajua kila kitu kimegeuka. Hii sasa ndio unaona hata viwavi nini. Saa ile tulikuwa na experience sio saa hii inatokea, imetoka mapema. Kwa hivyo kile kimechangia pakubwa ni kwa vile tumeaffect our climate.
For the Luo community, the butterflies are a good omen. Isaac Litali, an elder from Butsotso community in Western Kenya, says the month of January is always hot, but this year they experienced a lot of rain that has brought the butterflies and caterpillars. The onset of butterfly migration signifies the abundance of food in the community as they appear during harvesting season that occurs immediately after the rains.
They usually come towards the end of one season and beginning of another season. And in our culture, we have seen butterflies come mostly in the months of April, towards the end of April, when the rains are disappearing. And at that particular time, it means there's plenty of food. Right now, the seasons are changing because of climate change. And the emergence of butterflies signifies that we should be in a harvest mode. But I know many farmers within our country and within the world, with the change of climate, there is a confusion in terms of when should people plant and when, therefore, should they harvest.
Entomologist Njoroge adds the general direction of migration of the butterflies is from north to south, from southern and the southern western parts of the country, as well as in the neighboring countries of Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, and DR Congo. However, should farmers be worried? Njoroge says that farmers need not to worry because the caterpillar stages of the butterflies are extremely specific on what they feed. They feed on leaves of few plant species in the family of plants. It comprises of various wild shrubs and small trees. Unlike us, who sometimes want to change from ugali to pizza, most of these species stick to a very strict diet. The insects usually migrate to increase the chances of successful reproduction in the new area that they are migrating, foraging for new sources of food and mating or searching for mates. Entomologist Danilo Chengamba says the butterfly migration can be caused by increasing the chances of successful reproduction in the new area that they are migrating, foraging for new sources of food, mating or searching for mates, and seasonality. While some farmers believe that the appearance of butterflies signals the impending arrival of heavy rains, or in their absence, the drought, this is not supported by any scientific research, but rather indigenous knowledge or folklore. However, the biggest threat to butterflies include climate changes, diseases, pesticides and herbicides in the farmlands, and invasive plants. Agutu Rosa, KTN News.
Well, now you know. And that's how we wrap things up here on KTN.